Hey guys, welcome back to Raw Synergy TV. I am going back to my roots, and in today's video I'm going to show you exactly what I'm eating and how truly simple a raw food diet can be. For those of you who are new here, welcome. And if you haven't been following my videos for that long, I'm just going to give you a little bit of background about me. So back in March of 2009, I cold turkey decided, that's it, I'm going raw, had so many health problems, and realized that eating a raw food diet was the thing that made me feel my best. For 6 months, I did high-fat gourmet raw, and after that, I found the low-fat, high-fruit, basically 80-10-10 lifestyle, and switched immediately. Had so many more improvements in my health and my well-being that I have pretty much been following that lifestyle ever since, until about November in 2016, when I started to go through a very difficult time in my life. At that time, it was just really difficult to eat anything, but eating a lot of fruit did not sound good to me at all for the most part. So I was doing a lot of fruit, but not nearly as much as I usually do, and I was incorporating a little bit of cooked vegetables just to help me get through that time in my life. I really needed the grounding effect and the density of the cooked food to really just help me deal and function and get through the day. So that lasted for a good 6 months to 8 months. And then I kind of went back to eating all raw again, and then just kept kind of yo-yoing back and forth, incorporating a little bit of cooked food here and there. Lightly sauteed vegetables. I was also making a lot of soups for my husband and my dad, and they were all vegan and all veggie, of course, but I was just eating a little bit more cooked food than I really even wanted to be eating. I didn't really want to be eating it at all because I truly feel so much better eating an all raw diet, but I kept getting pulled back into eating those foods. But as of recently, I've started having some symptoms and some issues that I talked about in my last video, and have really been listening to you guys. You guys gave me so much feedback, and it was so interesting and helpful to hear so many of you talking about Dr. Morse, who I'm very familiar with, and I even had a consultation with Dr. Morse way back in 2012 or 2011. Maybe it was even 2010. I don't even remember, but it was a long time ago. And we talked about herbs and the things that I was going through at that time. I have really been inspired and motivated to get back to eating all raw. And I was still eating pretty complicated up until last week, when my stomach started to really speak to me after these big, large salads that I was eating that were just so complicated with all kinds of things thrown in there. Even with the simple basic dressings, like it was just, my body was like, nope, can't do it. And I'm just really into paying attention to how I feel. That's how I live my life every single day. I tune into how I feel, what makes me feel good. And I'm so excited about being back and committed to an all raw diet, eating high fruit, really clean, really simple. So that's where I'm at right now, and I'm feeling really good. I probably will incorporate some of Dr. Morse's herbs. There were quite a few of you who mentioned that you follow Dr. Morse and you've had great results with his herbs and his protocol, which is also pretty similar. A lot of it is similar to the medical medium, but there's a lot that is also different. And I've been so blessed to have some people reach out to me and offer their help and their guidance in following Dr. Morse's protocol, which I truly believe in. Like, every time I've ever watched any of his videos, it really speaks to me, and just he has so much knowledge and information, and he makes it so simple and so clear about how to heal the body So his herbs are something that I'll probably be incorporating really soon. I have seen great results from what I'm doing with what the medical medium recommends, and I'm just really excited about ramping up my healing and heal my body even more on a much deeper level. So my food intake has been very different than what it has been over the last year, because I was doing a lot of juices and smoothies and blended foods, and I've completely switched over to just eating the whole food, mono meals primarily. So for breakfast, I've primarily just been eating oranges, fresh cut oranges. I've had the navel oranges, now we're coming into Valencias. I had some Cara oranges and some blood oranges, and I've been eating a variety of those, including tangerines. So breakfast is primarily citrus and eating them until I'm fully satisfied. I have not been counting my calories, because if I try to just set aside a large amount of food for myself, I get to a point where I can't finish the food that I've set aside and counted those calories to include, and so that just hasn't been working for me as of lately, just because my stomach's been so sensitive. So it's just been eating what I can eat in the moment. Lunches have been either mangoes or pears. If I'm really hungry, which has been rare lately, I'll have apples with blended dates, like a blended date sauce. So just like these beautiful sliced or julienne Fuji apples with blended dates and a little bit of vanilla powder. Super simple, so delicious. It's really satiating when I need a meal that's really gonna fill me up. For the most part, it's just been mono meals of mango, pear. I just got some really delicious strawberry peaches this weekend, which when they're ripe are so amazing. They taste like a cross between a peach and a strawberry. They're so good. If I need a snack in the middle of the afternoon, I might have some more citrus, especially tangerines, because they're really easy to peel and eat on the go. I might have a mango, or I might have a pear. And then for dinner, I've been trying to keep it super, super simple. I still really enjoy having something that feels savory at night, because after a lot of fruit during the day, I do want to have some greens and something that makes me feel like I'm having more of a savory meal, but I'm still putting fruit on top of the greens. Like last night, it was ultra simple, just mixed greens with blackberries and mango, and I sprinkled a tiny bit of coconut vinegar on top of the salad just to give it a little bit of a kick. And because my body personally does really well with the vinegar, because either apple cider vinegar or the coconut vinegar help me to not have hormonal migraines, which are horrific for me. And for some reason, especially the raw organic apple cider vinegar, regular consumption of that just completely keeps my hormonal migraines at bay. So I try to add that in every once in a while. And if I don't have it on a salad, like if I choose instead to have lemon, I might have lemon or a little bit of lime on my salad, but I still keep it really simple. Previous to this, I was making a slightly more complicated dressings, like blending mango and the peaches together with some celery and a little bit of garlic and apple cider vinegar, but that just became to the point where I was like, okay, my stomach just can't handle this. I was adding sprouts and all kinds of stuff to the salad. It was just too much, so I'm really keeping it simple. And then I do really enjoy having a hot herbal tea, especially the herbal teas that are very cleansing and nourishing, either like my favorite, which is the Ashitaba tea, or red clover, lemon balm tea. I have some other teas that are herbal that are very beneficial, like holy basil or just a simple peppermint tea, star anise tea. Anyway, I just kind of bounce around between the different teas and whatever I'm feeling in the moment, or feeling into what I'm needing in that moment as far as what their healing properties may provide. So I might have a cup of tea during the day. I've got a pineapple behind me ripening, which I will probably cut that up and have that at some point. I might mix that with some mango or mix that with some oranges or something. And also the other day I didn't take a photo of it or any video, but I did have a papaya with some tangerines and some wild frozen blueberries on top, all just mixed in together. And that made a really nice little meal for me, and I had that for breakfast. So that's it. It's so simple, you guys. I'm really excited to be back to eating this simple because I feel so good. I'm not doing any salt, and when I do have a craving for salt, I'll eat some of this Atlantic Dulce, which is very salty. And it's so funny because I used to be repulsed by any type of seaweed or any type of dulse, and my taste buds are changing so much that now I can actually enjoy some of it every once in a while. I can't eat too much of it, but I eat a little bit of it, and that feels to me like it's just enough to satisfy the salt craving, and also just be able to handle just enough of the flavor of it where I don't get repelled by it or not liking it. So I personally have always tried to listen to what my body is telling me, but honestly, over the last few months, my body has been really asking me to eat more simple, and I've been ignoring it, and I've been ignoring it and ignoring it. And now I'm at the point where my body's kind of screaming at me with the upset stomach and the not being able to digest all these crazy foods that I'm eating. And now I'm at the point where my body's like, yeah, I'm not putting up with this anymore. So I'm listening, I'm tuning in, and I really encourage all of you to listen to your bodies as well, because your body is always speaking to you, whether it's in the form of symptoms or feelings or emotions. All of that is your body communicating information with you about how it's doing and what it needs from you. For me, I knew that I needed to cut out eating the little bit of cooked food that I was eating, and it took me a while to get there. And you know what? That's okay. We're all on our own separate journey. We all do what we need to do to get by, to get through the day, to get us to the next point, to the next phase of our journey. And I feel like it was a really good space for me to be in, to experience that, because so many of you have said to me in the past, how can I stop eating cooked food, or how can I go all raw? And even though I could relate in a way, I couldn't relate as I fully can now, having been through what I've been through, where I went back to cooked food and got sucked into it. Now I really, really know what you guys go through, what you guys are experiencing or have experienced. And so I'm grateful for that, to be able to relate to you and what you guys are going through. If you can listen to your body when you have a stomach ache after you eat, examine what you ate and say, was this meal too complicated for my body to digest? Were you improperly combining foods? Were you eating something that you might have a sensitivity to? Or did it bring your energy down? Maybe you were eating too much fat. Or maybe your sodium content was so high that it was dehydrating you and depleting your energy. So there's so many things to look at, but it really helps to get super clean, eat really simple, and then start incorporating a little bit more food from that point of cutting back and going super simple, to find out where you fit into that mix and where your energy is and where your vitality is and where your stomach is at with digestion. So I hope this video helps you. If you liked it and you found it helpful, it would help me if you gave this video a thumbs up. And I would love to hear from you how you guys are doing on your journey. Are you bouncing around and yo-yoing? Are you not listening to your body? Let me know in the comments below how things are going for you. If you've tried Dr. Morris's Fab 4 and his Heal All Tea and you're on that protocol right now, I would love to hear from you and how that's going for you. Thank you so much for commenting and sharing and being a part of this amazing community here on YouTube. I love you guys so much, and I will see you all in the next video. Thanks for watching.